Mrs. Eichholz,
Here.
Dr. Hooker,
Here.
Mrs. Johnston,
Here.
Mrs. Lewis,
Here.
Mrs. Singh,
Here.
Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Do we need a vote or
that can be a voice vote.
all those in favor?
Aye.
And no opposed? And then I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session, and Kirk or Mick, could you?
Dr. Hooker,
Yeah.
excuse me, Dr. Hooker, were you going to go ahead and start with our address?
Yes, thank you very much, Kirk. So I just wanted to take a second on behalf of the board and thank everyone that got out and voted for the bond and levy, especially thanking all the people that worked tirelessly trying to get that bond and levy passed. I can't thank them enough. The school district is now in a position that will be able to continue to deliver excellence in education, arts, and athletics. And I really appreciate, and we're going to be very cautious and spend the money wisely. And thank you very much to the entire community of Indian Hill.
We will revisit that later when we come back to the regular meeting. And Dr. Hooker, if you want to make a motion now for executive session.
I would entertain a motion. Could you read the verbiage that we need, Mick?
This one would be to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, Kirk, if you want to.
I've got several guests I'm going to let into the meeting now, everybody.
Thank you.
It'll be a full room.
I will note that I like Bill Baker's bunker. I like that. That's
Eddie, I still can't get that thing changed in the settings, so I've just owned it fully.
you have to. You have to.
So
How are you doing, Dr. Hooker?
Absolutely wonderful. We're coming back from executive session. I'd like to welcome all of our guests. And let me pull up my agenda. Hang on one second.
if you are one of our guests, then you can put your audio on mute unless you're presenting or talking. We would really appreciate it just for the feedback. Thank you, everybody.
So, Mr. Konecki, would you like to have correspondence, recognition, and announcements, please?
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Hooker, members of the Board of Education. I'd like to follow up with some echoing of Dr. Hooker's statements on behalf of the board from earlier, and want to welcome everybody. I want to take a moment to thank the members of our Board of Education, and I also want to take some time to thank the parents and citizens of our community. We can now build that brave future together. Our team here is humbled, and in a spirit of gratitude, we're going to be able now to sustain the values of a strong public school education with a holistic approach to school planning that reflects a true love of this culture. And you have all helped us accomplish something historic and amazing to secure that brave future. We look forward to realizing the vision with strong collaboration, transparent communications, and some fun and excitement along the way. That's our goal moving forward. And I just want to say to our entire school community, your input and your commitment to this school community have fueled and secured an amazing and unique opportunity for us. So proud to know that we have such fine partners in education, some of whom are here with us this evening with the project team. But I want to thank from the bottom of my heart the Parent Support Group, our partner organizations, IHPTO, the IH Boosters, and the IH Foundation members, as well as our Global Parent Network, and all those who took time to volunteer and help and share information about our district need. I thank everyone from the bottom of my heart. We are so blessed and grateful to be in this wonderful school community with you all. Moving on, we have some other salutations here, so I'll turn it over to Amy Campa for a moment.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I also just want to extend a thank you from the Indian Hill Educators Professional Organization. Thank you to the board. Thank you to the administrative team, to the organizations and individuals that committed months and hours of considerable time and effort in support of the levy campaign. Your time and talent have made a positive difference for our students. I also want to extend my heartfelt appreciation to every community member who voted yes on issue 7. With your continued support, we'll continue to work to make the IH promise a reality for all of the students that we serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amy. And we would be remiss if we did not take time to thank Amy and the leaders of IHEPO for the amazing work, time, and energy that so many volunteers on our faculty and staff gave to the effort. So thank you, Amy, and thank the entire organization. We really appreciate you, and we're really excited to move forward with this facility design and planning with our IHEPO members. Moving on, we've got some celebrations this evening that I'd like to review. At this time, I'd like to thank the Indian Hill Foundation and our Indian Hill School District Wellness Committee for the work that they did to make the hashtag One Brave a success during April. It was so heartwarming to see the tweets from our participants who took place in our 10th annual Conquer the Hill 5K, which was held virtually this year, much as it was last year. We'll be back in person, I'm sure, next year, but it was wonderful to see so many people participate. The Indian Hill School District is also celebrating our history-making Science Olympiad team from IHHS. They placed in the top 10 at the state competition for the first time. IHHS students who competed include Gularano Almoratova, Maya Anderson, Sarah Grace Brown, Will Ford, Faye Hardick, Nikki Code, Sophia Liu, Hannah McTaggart, Kate McGrath, Joy On, and Victor Stetler, as well as Amitesh Verma, Jenny Zhang, Elsa Zhao, and Sophia Zhao. Congratulations to all of our Science Olympiad students. Next, the Indian Hill School District celebrates both the IHMS middle school students and our IHHS high school students who joined more than 88,000 students worldwide to participate in the National Latin exam. Each year, Latin students from the district score among the top students in these exams, and they earn awards year after year. This year was no exception. We had a total of 31 students out of 109 who participated from Indian Hill High School and earned awards, and a total of 36 students out of 90 who participated from our middle school that earned awards. Congratulations to all of our Latin students. We also want to take time to salute 51 high school students who are inducted into the National Honor Society through a virtual ceremony this spring. In addition, we want to congratulate the 4 seniors selected for the National Honor Society Awards and our teacher, Denny Dupps, who was voted the Honorary National Honor Society staff member for the 2021 school year. Congratulations to all of those students. Also tonight, we'd like to recognize some of our business partners in the community who were named to the 2021 OSBA Business Honor Roll. Those recipients are Protect Ed, BSWC Architects, MSA Design, and Schools In. All of these companies helped us during our brave return to school last August and helped us to pave the way for a safe return for all of our students in the community, and we thank them for their partnership.
Thank you. I do want to note that the National Honor Society here at Indian Hill has really ramped up what they do and what they give back to the community. We probably ought to note that in a future meeting, all the different things that group does. So thank you for doing that. Would you like to continue with your superintendent's report?
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Hooker. With the superintendent's report this evening, we'd like to start with what will become a regular feature in our meetings from now on for the next few years, and that is an operations update. And so I will turn it over here to Mr. Jim Nichols, our Director of Operations.
Regular feature, that feels big, that I'll be having a starring attraction every time. So I am so excited tonight to get to introduce you to really a great team, a team that has been working behind the scene for a little while now, but we've got just a bunch of great people here. And so we'll start with our owner's agent who's helping represent the district, Mike Mendenhall, and representing his company, Mendenhall and Associates. We appreciate everything he's done to kind of get us to this point. Our architect partners, MSA, and it looks like we've got Chris Paytek, Bill Baker, and Amy Benetti here tonight, and we just appreciate all the things they've done to help us to this point. And we've been able to put out some really great stuff to give people an idea of what things could possibly look like. And our construction partner, and I'm excited to introduce Pete Becker and Chris Soto as our construction partner. So we appreciate them being here tonight. There's a lot going on. We were ready to roll, depending on what happened on last Tuesday. And so the very next day we were ready. We've got moving boxes in the buildings right now. We're actually going green with those. So we've got, they're called eat crates. And so there'll be no waste at the end of the project, which we're excited about. And so they're packing their things up at the middle school as we speak, because the plan is that we'll vacate the middle school this summer. And just a big kudos to the middle school teachers and all the staff there. They are ready, and they've been asking lots of great questions about what that looks like for them over the next couple of years. We're going to talk briefly about that, but they're working on that. The move will happen in phases over the summer. So there's some things that will start to happen in mid-June as far as moving out of the building, all the way through the end of July when we hope the modulars are ready to go. And so again, we'll spend just a little bit of time talking about spaces. We're going to be doing some renovations this summer to a couple spaces so we can accommodate more students. And just big picture, our sixth graders, we've talked about this previously, have put out some things. Please go to our website. It is a great just overview of everything happening, but our sixth grade will be moving to the elementary school, and they'll be housed primarily in what we're calling the sawtooth. That's going to be some swing space at the end of the project. As many may know, that will go away, but those are going to be great classrooms for our students, and we feel super great about them being over there. They're currently fifth graders, and they know how wonderful the elementary school is. They'll feel very comfortable in that environment. They'll be familiar with staff there. And so our sixth grade staff will be moving down to join them. Our seventh graders, we're going to be moving into some modulars. If anyone's not familiar, again, I encourage you to go to the website. There's a great video on there that gives you a sense of what those look like. Those are actually really nice classrooms, and they will be behind our auditorium in our high school. And so they'll have immediate access back there into the high school and the auditorium. They'll also have some classes over there. Nobody will spend their entire day in those modulars. So we're excited for them to have those spaces. And then our eighth grade is going to integrate into our high school. So we've got open bells throughout the day. They're going to get a chance to come in and preview some of those spaces before school starts, so they feel comfortable and they're not trying to find classes in the midst of all the high school students, but we'll have them moving in up there. One thing that I've learned over the past months as we've been preparing for this potential is that everything's plugged into the middle school. It was the original building on the campus, so our electric, our utilities, our Wi-Fi, everything goes through. So it's kind of like unplugging it from the middle school and plugging it in over to the high school. And so that takes a lot of preparation and work, and we'll be working on that over the summer. So getting that all done. In fact, the middle school even supports our Wi-Fi at the elementary and the primary school. So we'll have some brief moments over the summer where we have to take things offline, but it won't be long. I will say that once the middle school goes dark this summer, it won't go back online, but we'll be ready for that, and we'll have things in place that we need to. And then big picture, I know everybody's wondering, when's this going to be finished? When's that going to be finished? All construction is slated to be finished in the summer of 2023 so that we can have our students moving into a brand new middle school that fall. Between now and then, though, lots will happen. Summer of 22 will be a big summer for lots of projects at the primary school, the high school, and the elementary. So we'll get a lot done in that summer. But as I've already mentioned, we're working towards a date of doing some demo this fall. So you will do some pre-work this summer, some abatement to make sure that the site is safe for the building to be torn down. We'll be getting out and archiving some things that we know we want to keep for the new building. And so we can preserve those in preparation for that demo. So we've got a busy summer lined up. We're ready for it. Our staff is working hard, so we're looking forward to it.
Jim, that was an excellent report. Can I just have you speak to the fact that these modulars are phenomenal spaces? This is not a trailer. This is not a trailer. And these are
Absolutely.
People are going to think they have better classrooms than the people in the high school. I mean, they're amazing.
You said it just right, Eddie. And so I know many of you will remember I was the principal of the primary school. These are my kids. I'm not putting them in anything that's not safe and not going to be optimal for their learning. So this is, and we've done our research. We've taken some time to go visit the modulars at other locations. So when we put them in, they're going to be climate controlled by individual rooms, and the spaces will be really conducive for learning. So you're exactly right. These are going to be spaces that really will take great care of our students, and all of the things you would expect in a school like security and safety. Those are priorities. These will have the same safety features that our schools have, everything from cameras to slide card access. Nobody is going to be able to get in those buildings unless we're allowing them in.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And again, I'd just like to echo Jim's comments. We have a phenomenal project team here. Many of our members are here tonight joining us. And I know that they're all excited to work with us. I see MSA and Skanska reps here. Anything that you guys would like to share here while we have a moment before we move on?
Hey, you're in the car too, so I'm not driving, by the way, just so everybody knows. I'm sitting in the parking lot. Yeah, I think Jim spelled it out really well, and we're super excited. MSA, I've been partners with the district for a long time, as many of you know. Great opportunity. The staff and everything that's been happening over the past several years, the community involvement, started back in 4 or 5 years ago, and so it's been a long time coming, and we're really proud of the work that the district has done. And again, just really excited to be part of making these visions a reality and working with the district for the next several years. So a lot of really good work. People are really excited, and we're just ready to keep things going and working with Skanska, Mike Mendenhall, and the whole team. So appreciate the opportunity.
Kirk, I do have one question for somebody on the team, and I'm not sure who it should be directed to, but I know that the elementary and the primary school have some security features that we're going to be adding, and security was one of the primary issues in the bond issuance with respect to some of the other schools. So when do we start on the security portions with respect to the primary and elementary schools?
Amy Benetti, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, good question, Kim. All of those components and the safety features are being discussed right now in the programming phase, and then will be executed next summer. So likely you'll start seeing that activity then. At the elementary school, we've got the lobby renovations to be a little more secure at the reception area. All of that is in the planning stages, and then construction, like I said, will start next summer.
And
Meaning summer of 2022?
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the same at the primary school as well, because that's
I think
admin addition.
That brings up a really good point, and MSA, you can speak to this, is that the buildings are not fully designed, and we're still getting input, and people that have input to give, please contact Kirk and he can get you to the right person. That's why it's going to take a little time. We want to make sure we do the right security enhancements. Not everything is locked in. We have general idea of what we're going to do, but we don't have it locked in yet.
Yeah, Dr. Hooker, I think that we can't emphasize that enough. We're going to continue to seek stakeholder input, not just internal, but external as we move into this design, not only through the summer months, but into the early months of the fall. And obviously this is a multi-site project, so there'll be stakeholders from all sorts of our sites in the community who are involved, and we look forward to that.
Yes.
Can I ask if you've given thought to putting a gate on the road that goes back behind the high school where the modular units are going to be? Because that's pretty readily accessed and it's kind of out of the way. You know, the one that goes by between the gym and the tennis court.
There is a, on our website resource that we've shared, Elizabeth, there will be several pieces about safety and security and the physical setup of the campus during construction that people will be able to access, including what happens with that access road behind the high school there on the west side where the modulars would be. We will share out that safety plan again as we go along. There will be an overview by the project team at our June 22nd board meeting. That'll be a comprehensive look ahead. And again, we also have an FAQ that we've put together for frequently asked questions that people will be able to access. And Pete from Skanska and Chris Soto will help talk us through the safety aspects before we ever return to school, of course. And those are the considerations we're working with right now. We're talking to the Rangers as well. To get their input on what our campuses should look like and what the traffic routing should be.
Thank you.
You want to continue on, Kirk?
Pete, did you have anything you wanted to say to the group?
Yeah, we're just honored to be part of this process. You know, Chris Soto and myself have been working with Amy and Chris Patek, Jim, Kirk, and Mick, and Mike Mendenhall and Ken over, you know, for maintenance and just really trying to hit the ground running. You know, I'm excited. We're happy to be playing. I feel like this is a well-prepared team. We got a great execution plan, and I couldn't ask for a better team to work with. And we're just excited about it for the kids, for Indian Hill and the parents and the community, because I don't know. I get fired up when I start thinking about the opportunity for the new learning environment and just everything that can do to really, you know, excel the education that I'm seeing, just witnessing, being around administration and the teachers and staff. So congrats, and wow, what a great, we're just honored to be and thankful to be part of this journey.
Thank you, Pete. And we appreciate everybody being here with us this evening. So Dr. Hooker, with that, if that's okay, I'll transition and move on to the other part of the agenda.
Thank you.
Under my superintendent's report this evening, there is an addendum. So I'm going to kind of jump back and forth between the regular agenda and the addendum, so I cover all the items. First up, we have the approval of a resolution authorizing our membership to the Ohio High School Athletic Association. This is an annual authorization to continue our membership with OHSAA under letter B. Under letter C, we have the approval of an overnight field trip, and also on the addendum under letter D too. So we have 2 overnight field trips we're asking for approval for. These are for summer teen camps at local colleges and universities, where the students, of course, would be with their coaches and supervisors in a safe environment. Under letter D, we have personnel actions, including tuition reimbursements, professional meetings, approval of substitutes under number 1. Under number 2, we have an approval of supplemental and personal service contracts. Under number 3, we have the approval of our classified staff COLA step for 21-22. Under number 4, we have the approval of classified staff salary adjustments for 21-22. Under number 5, there are some tuition reimbursements for consideration. Under number 6, we have 2 retirements and resignations to act on this evening. And under number 7, we have an approval of a new substitute bus driver. And so I am looking for an approval this evening of number 7, items B through E7.
Yes, can I have a motion? Okay. Someone like to move to have that?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second,
Roll call, please.
Zeikoltz,
Aye.
Mrs. Johnston,
aye.
Mrs. Lewis,
Aye.
Mrs. Singh,
Aye.
Dr. Hooker.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. I know that was a little bit of jumping back and forth there with the addendum. I appreciate that.
No problem. Mr. Davis, can you give us a treasurer's report?
Certainly. Under my report for this evening, item A is to approve the minutes of the April 20th regular meeting. The next item is to approve the financial reports for the month ending April 30, 2021. We have one contract for this school year. That's with MEO Business Group. That's an extended school year services for OP therapy, $70 per hour as needed. Item D is a substantial list of contracts for school year 21-22. The first one is with the MEO Business Group. That's for OPT school year 22. The occupational therapy will be $130,000 and the physical therapist will be $46,200. The next item is MEO Business Group. This is for a preschool speech therapist, $13,000. Hamilton County ESC Annual Services Agreement. The total services are $447,525.60. We do receive a city local credit of $13,798 to help offset that $447,525.60. The next item is the Warren County ESC. That's for 2 nurses. And then also to approve their master service agreement. Those 2 nurses are at a fee of $150,400. The Hamilton County ESC on behalf of Rock Warren Academy. Those are for student services and intervention solutions, $40,905.60. That item will be paid for using our auxiliary services fund, the pass-through funding received for non-publics from the state. Item 6 is the Ray Hamilton Moving Company. That's for moving services for the Indian Hill Middle School and board office, $12,000 for those services and $3,000 contingency. Item 7 is for PSI affiliates. That is on behalf of All Saints School. That's for registered nurse services, $11,140.65. As in item 5, those items will be paid for using auxiliary services funds. On the addendum, item 8 is the Hamilton County ESC for early childhood special education programming, $148,431. And finally, for the Hamilton Claremont Cooperative Association, interconnected voice over IP services. That is a 5-year contract at $45,648 per year.
Mick, can you remind me again, since we have 2 Hamilton County ESC, what the first contract covers that is the $447,000 one? The other one is for a specific item, which you mentioned, but if you could tell us what that covers.
Correct. Melissa, would you be able to help us out on that one? For the ESC contract?
Yeah, it's just for preschool, correct, Mick?
That's the second one. That's the 11,000, I believe the 148,000. Mrs. Lewis is asking about the 447,525.60. The large.
I'm sorry, Mick, I interrupted you.
That's okay. That's the larger of the 2 contracts.
So we have several different contracts that we run through Hamilton County Educational Service Center. One is for the preschool program that we house at the primary school that serves our students with disabilities, as well as some of our neurotypical students. And then the second contract we have with the Hamilton County Educational Service Center is for all the supplemental services that we use for them. So we have a basic membership, which gives us access to all of the meetings and information that's provided to us from Hamilton County Educational Service Center. And that would include like legislative updates and changes in the Ohio Department of Education's expectations of school districts. We also have consulting through a variety of sources. For example, they consult with us on the latest issues regarding how we educate students who are English language learners, special education students, gifted students, including we contract so that they help us with all of the paperwork that's associated with giftedness for a school district. So all of those are added together for the second contract. Does that help, Mrs. Lewis?
And those are all the same services that we contracted with the ESC from last year. We haven't added any new services.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions on item D? I know that was a pretty long list. So moving forward, item E is an annual resolution we do to accept the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission. This is the final process in our annual determining those amounts and rates. That began in January with the tax budget. We sent that to the county auditor's office, and in response, they have set the amounts and rates, and that's this resolution that we're approving today. Item F is 2 now and then invoices, each with Grass Corps Commercial Grounds. Item G is a change of appropriations. The first one is to increase Fund 507. Those are the ESSER funds, the emergency funds that were provided by the federal government. That increase is by $1,467,771.84. That is actually 2 installments from the federal government. The first one we have already received the notice from the state of Ohio to go ahead and improve the budget plan for that. That is in the total $467,771.84. That money will go towards offsetting expenses that the district incurred early in the fall and throughout the year to install safety items and to create more space for students in order to combat the effects of the coronavirus, COVID-19. The final 1 million is an estimate of money that we're going to receive in the final, well, I don't know if it's the final installment, but actually the latest installment. We've had some estimates, but we have not received the final budget numbers for that. But as soon as those come in, I would like to start using those funds to make sure we have all of our expenses offset for 2021 and any expenses we incur moving forward. Some of the items I would like to use those dollars for are 2021 summer school, 2021 school year technology, both hardware and software, and then some other capital projects that we're looking into. One example is the controls for the district. We are trying to work some funds for that to make sure as part of our energy project, which we'll talk about later, that we can redo all of the controls in our district, not just some of the ones we have already set aside funds for in that, that project. So those are the main items I would like to spend those ESSER funds on. Any questions on that fund? I know that can be a little bit confusing. Oh, I'm sorry.
What I wanted to know is where does the lunch fund come from, and do you perceive that continuing into the next year?
The lunch fund?
Yeah, the lunches that are provided to all the children.
Oh, yes. So they have released, the United States Department of Agriculture has released some preliminary rules for next year. They have said that we are allowed to continue to feed students up until 18 years old, free of charge. They have changed one rule regarding that, and that those buildings have to be part of the National School Lunch Program. So that will provide us some further discussion, probably with the Operations Committee, on how we'll move forward with next school year and being able to continue that free lunch program. We do know that that will continue to exist in the elementary and primary school. And those funds are actually going to be reimbursed at a higher dollar amount than they were this year.
Great.
Yep, that's an exciting program we haven't had a chance to discuss yet. So the next item will be to increase Fund 499. That's a safety and security grant provided by the Ohio Attorney General's Office. This is the third year we've received it. I estimated it at $10,000. It was actually $774.89 higher. Those funds can be used, just like it says, safety and security. We've used it the last 2 years to provide audits on some of the areas that we need to improve. One of the items that occurred out of that audit was putting a gate on that access road, Mrs. Johnston. And I do believe we have put one back there. We removed the one from in front of the middle school and put that in the rear. Not 100% sure, but I think that has already happened. So, yep, we look forward to using those funds again to help make sure that our district is safe and secure as it can be. Item H is an annual item that we do to go ahead and improve or to participate in their special programs, federal funding, Title 1A, Title 2A, Title 3, Title 4A, special education, IDEA-B, and our early childhood special education. Item I is the acceptance of donations. We have 2 of those this evening. Jill and David Devine were kind enough to donate to the athletic department for the charter bus trip to Columbus, $1,075. And Jeff Weiler Automotive Family has been kind enough to contribute $150,000 towards a new scoreboard at Tomahawk Stadium. If you've been to Tomahawk Stadium in the last couple of years, you'll know that that scoreboard is desperately needed. In addition to the pink paint that it currently has, we are having problems with the timing, with the video board, and we are having problems getting parts for that scoreboard. And we are afraid that one day we will go out there to play an athletic event and that board will not be available. So that kind donation will help us move forward with being able to put that scoreboard into the Tomahawk Stadium facility. With that, I have no other items, so I will ask if there are any questions.
Mr. Davis, are there any costs associated with the items in letter H?
Those are no costs. Those are simply programs that we use to supplement our programming here at the district. For example, Title 2A offsets our expenditures in professional development. The IDEA item B, that helps offset some of our special education costs. We pay for many of our educational assistants through that fund. So that's essentially what these 6 funds are doing.
Do you have dollar amounts for those funds?
I can give you approximate dollar amounts. We don't know the amounts that they'll be for next year. They vary from year to year.
Okay.
Among the 6 accounts that you see, or the six programs you see, it's about $750,000 total,
Thank you.
with the largest one being special education.
Great.
Good question.
Federal funds.
Yep. And I'd just like to say a big thank you to the Weiler family. I remember just a few years ago at being at football games and thinking it would be very nice to have a new scoreboard that really worked. And I know the timing issues, even back then, were a problem. So this is really a huge and extremely generous gift. I really very much appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nancy. I couldn't agree more. We're very blessed to have people like that in our district supporting us.
Amazing.
All right, could I entertain a motion to accept the treasury report items A through I?
So
I
moved.
move. Okay, second.
Mrs. Eichholz,
Aye.
Mrs. Johnston,
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis,
Aye.
Mrs. Singh,
Aye.
Dr. Hooker.
Aye.
That concludes my report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you,
Konecki.
Next up on the agenda, item 9 is the second reading of our Neola policy updates. And we didn't have any major questions last time. So unless there are any specific questions, I'd ask you to entertain a motion to approve item 9, A through W at this time.
Could I have that motion?
So moved.
Second, please. Is
Second.
that Kim?
Oh, yeah.
Nikki, okay.
Now Kim.
Okay.
Mrs. Eichholz,
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis,
Aye.
Mrs. Johnston,
Aye.
Mrs. Singh,
Aye.
Dr. Hooker.
Aye.
Thank you.
So other business, finance committee minutes are in there. I don't think we really need to say anything else. We've got something that's going to come up in a minute that was discussed, but that'll be better covered under C. Could we have an update on the energy project though?
Certainly. Kirk, can you give me the ability to share my screen?
Yes, I can. You got it. You got control.
All right. That's a scary thought. So I'm not sure if it was last month or 2 months ago, but we shared a source that showed the progress that we're making with our energy project that we approved late last year. We are making good progress with that.
Nick, if you shared, I've got nothing.
I haven't shared it yet. Eddie.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, can everybody see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're seeing here is the total progress that we've made so far. You'll see that we're over 40% done. That includes almost completely done at the high school. We made a third of a way done at the elementary school, 2/3 at the primary school, and 20% in the commons, and then about 11% of work that was prescribed to just miscellaneous areas in the district. So now I will share a second screen, and this will break it down a little more with separate areas of the project. So can everybody see that?
Can you make it bigger?
Let's see. Not much there. Let's try it again. There we go.
There you go. Thank you.
So what we're looking at here is the separate areas of the project based on what we were doing in each of those individual locations. As we go through this, you'll see that lighting is almost completely done throughout all of the areas. That was completed in April. And we've already, started to see a little bit of the energy savings from those lights that we've switched to all energy efficient lights from our old standard. You'll see some other areas that don't have quite as much or none at all. I discussed controls earlier under the ESSER program. What we are looking to do, we have put some money into this project to help upgrade the controls. But as we were doing the project and thinking about our total facilities and the bond initiative that we're doing, we are looking to upgrade the entire control system throughout the district and put it on a modern and efficient program. And that way it'll be one standard throughout the district. And that way we can have our employees trained under that one specific control and have a much more up-to-date system and be able to monitor our systems much better and much more efficiently. So that's an exciting part of the project. You'll see that the bipolar projects, that's the mechanical item that was put into all of our air handlers that helps kill viruses and bacteria that go through our air system. Those have all been installed throughout the district. We did put one on hold at the middle school that we will not need because of the bond project, and that money will be put back into the energy project and placed in another area to help offset some cost. So as we look through this, we can go to page 2. We look at the one other item I wanted to mention in the elementary school, sorry, under mechanical, you'll see that it's just 2% right now. That is a large air handler that's going to be put into the building at the end of school. So that is why that one is currently so low, but you'll see a lot of activity going on in there once our school lets out for the year. And that also holds true for the commons. As you'll know, we've put in air conditioning as part of this project at the commons. We have been given a guarantee that by August 1st, we will have air conditioning in that area. So that's exciting news. That will help keep that area cool during athletic events, other events that are held in there, and just while it's being used as a classroom for our students. So that's one of the most exciting parts of this project that we're going to see to date. That will start seeing some activity in midsummer. We've been promised that there'll be air by August 1st, and there'll probably be some activity after that to make sure everything is taken care and getting everything started. But very exciting news there. Any questions about the energy program?
Commons that you are saying, Mick, is the gym, right? That we
The
are,
gymnasium at the commons area in front of the high school, yes.
okay.
Thank you, Mick. Is that all you got?
That's it.
That's great. That's really nice that we're already starting to see some energy savings from the lighting. We knew that was where our biggest quick hit would be from. So,
And our volleyball team is going to be very grateful.
oh my gosh, how they survive.
Everybody who goes to volleyball will be very grateful.
All right. So item C, Mr. Konecki, you want to take that one?
Well, I'll start and then we'll have some clarification if needed. But really, what we're looking for this evening is the authorizing of the issuance
Hey, Kirk,
of. Sorry.
would you want to start by introducing our
Sure.
two folks who are helping us with the financing program?
Yeah, with us this evening on the call are Mr. Matt Stout, who is our bond counsel, and also Doug Dalton, I see, is here with us from Bradley Payne Advisory. And they have provided some of the information resources we're going to talk about tonight. So if we have any questions for clarification, the team is here. And if I misspeak, of course, there'll be 3 people for sure who can correct me. So we're looking this evening for the authorization for the issuance of notes in the amount not to exceed $77 million in anticipation of the issuance of bonds for the purpose of constructing, adding to, renovating, remodeling, furnishing, equipping, and otherwise improving school district buildings and facilities, and acquiring, clearing, equipping, and otherwise improving school district building and facility sites, and authorizing and approving related matters. We shared a resource with board members earlier with regards to this resolution for the issuance of short-term notes. And just want to make sure that everybody has a general understanding of that as we move forward this evening. Dr. Hooker, did you want to make a statement about that or had a question? Is there anybody who has a specific question about the action we're taking?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just to make it simpler to the lay public that's watching the meeting, I think, and please, bond counsel, jump in and if I get it too simple and I get it wrong. But basically, we're going to take out this money to be able to start the ball rolling and before the bond actually gets done. And by doing this short-term borrowing, basically, we will be able to save the taxpayers a lot of money, because when we actually issue the bond, we'll actually issue about $69 million of bonds, but we'll get $77 million of money. So it allows us to take advantage of this when the bonds are being issued. And so we have to approve that now so that we can take advantage of this. But long term, what this does is it lets us save the taxpayer money and get the money that we are going to use to build the schools and repair everything, the whole 77 million, we get it at a cheaper rate overall at the final analysis. There's all sorts of things where we're going to ultimately pay a little bit higher interest, but we get paid coupon money back because we're selling the bonds at a premium. Did I get that right?
That's correct. I mean, you did a
Yes.
very good job of that. Basically,
Great job.
it allows the district to take advantage of the interest rate environment that we're in and maximize, the 77 million that the district will get and lower the interest borrowing cost. That's the easy way to explain it.
And I was asked by one of the board members, and I couldn't give a number. Can you give any estimate of about what would be saved over the 30 years? Any kind of idea?
And that's really market driven, and I'll let Doug Dalton with Bradley Payne jump in here, but it's really market driven. Right now, we can't determine that. I mean, it'll be significant, but you can't, until we sell the bonds, we will not know.
Okay.
Do you have a range? Could it, or let me put it in a different way. Is there any possibility that things will turn around and we won't save any money at all?
Until we, sell the actual bonds, kind of as Matt had mentioned, we'll know more then. By issuing the bond anticipation note, beforehand, and then refunding it with a bond issue, it is somewhere, probably going to be between $8 and $10 million that we're able to use in the project fund and be able to pay down principal right away. So as we fine tune the interest and what that looks like in the marketplace, we'll have a better idea to be able to tell you an exact number.
I'm just asking because I know people will want to know that. So the more we understand, the better.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And the market is still attractive for issuing bond anticipation notes and bond issues today. So I know there is, some concern with interest rates could be going up in the future. But right now, both of those are very attractive.
Well, the inflation report comes out tomorrow, and you know what Auntie said last week.
Yes.
She expects interest rates to go up sooner than later.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, right now in today's marketplace, a short-term bond anticipation note, you might be able to issue that at 0.15%, maybe 0.10% tax exempt. And that would allow us to start construction. And then, maybe 3 months after we issue the bond anticipation note, or a little bit less, we would issue the bond. And, that pricing is, 2%, 2.25% to 2.50. For a 30-year period. So still very, very attractive in the marketplace.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So
we have to.
As I understood it in the finance committee, is that the advantage of doing this is saving money, and we don't know how much, but it's not going to cost us anything. It's only going to serve in our best interest to do it this way, rather than waiting to issue the bonds, because we will pay at a much higher interest rate when we do so. And again, maybe I stated it wrong, but that's how I think we looked at it on the finance committee.
Mm-hmm. And I do think the questions might be in someone's mind, because I know it was in Kim and my mind, was, well, why can't we issue the bond sooner? You can't. They are moving as fast as it can be done legally. So we will issue the bonds as fast as it can be done, trying to grab these low interest rates before they go up. So that's all we can do.
Just to jump in and tie that together, I mean, you have to wait basically 30 days until the result of the election is certified. And then on top of that, to issue a $77 million, $70 million bond issue, we have to put together an offering document, much like a prospectus for stocks. Nobody's going to buy your bonds unless they have an offering document. So that takes time. That's not something that's done overnight. We don't start that until the issue is approved, because if it's not approved, then we've got a lot of time invested in something that we don't need. So.
Great. Thank you.
And Doug, it's safe to reiterate, Doug, that with the current interest rate environment, we're very lucky to be able to borrow money at a historically advantageous time before things change.
Yes, that is correct. Yep, absolutely.
Hey, Doug, one way, we talked about it at the Finance Committee meeting, correct me if I'm wrong. This is essentially in terms of comparing this to a mortgage, it's like making an $8 million down payment on your $77 million loan, correct?
Yes, that is correct. And Matt could go into maybe more of the legal side of it, but the Ohio code, if you issue a bond up front, the premium on the bond issue goes into an account that you can use for paying interest over a 3-year period. An organization, a district like yourself with low interest rates, as well as then a high dollar amount, we wouldn't be able to efficiently use those dollars at that time. So by issuing a ban and then refunding it with a bond issue allows us to be able to use that premium to pay down principal up front, thus reducing an anticipated size down from maybe 77 million to 69 million, for example.
Yeah, all of this is driven by the current interest rate environment and the restrictions under the Ohio Revised Code that says this excess premium that's generated has to go into the school district's bond retirement fund. It cannot go into the construction fund. So that's the whole thing driving this strategy at a 30,000 foot level. If anybody wants to dig into the weeds, I'd love to talk about bond law on Friday night. So just, I won't even charge you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. So unless any other board members have any questions, I would entertain a motion to authorize issuance of the notes as described previously.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Johnston,
Aye.
Mrs. Singh,
Aye.
Mrs. Eichholz,
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis,
Aye.
Dr. Hooker.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
We don't have an item there for public commentary. Did we receive any public commentary?
We did not.
Okay, that's why we don't have an item. All right, I would then, unless anybody has any other business to bring before the meeting, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for our
everybody.
guests.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Thanks, Mike. You too.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.